Good evening, sir. We are the Group 1 student and we are tasked to do some research about weather map. So here is Mr. Alfanti to give the definition of weather map.
So, what is weather map? A weather map is also known as a synoptic weather chart. Display various meteorological features across a particular area at a particular point in time and has various symbols which all have specific meaning. Such maps have been in use since the mid 19th century and are used for research and weather forecasting purposes. Maps using isotherms show temperature gradients which can help locate weather fronts. Isotax map analyzing lines of equal wind speed. So
So
weather map is for me is also important on board because ari man nato makita ang weather forecasting like bagyo nga naay bagyo malikayan asa ka malikayan ang bagyo din temperature imong atuan bugnaw ba or init ng dapita din wind observation.
so Mr. Alfanti was right. So this much helpful in the near future. But in addition, in general, weather map shows the various meteorological features. When you say meteorological features, those are the winds and the direction, the speed, and the temperature of the wind. And these also have various symbols and they have also have the specific meanings of it. And next slide, pre. So there are three types of weather map, namely the aviation maps. So the aviation maps, it is a type of map shows the VFR or visual flight rules. This means that it is an aircraft intended to operate in visual meteorological condition and also IFR. So the IFR, it means that a pilot is authorized to fly even if it is in zero visibility. And the next is constant pressure chart. So this chart is normally contained plotted values of temperature, humidity, wind, and the vertical height above sea level of the pressure. So this means these are the constant plotted values. Those are so the word from the word itself constant. So these are the constant plotted values of the temperature, the humidity, and the wind. So last is the surface weather analysis. So it is a type of weather map that depicts position for high and low pressure. It shows the position where the high and low pressure, as well as the various type of synoptic scales. Systems such as frontal zones. So when you say frontal zones, it is an area, it is a cold areas. Isotherms can be drawn on these maps, which are lines of equal temperature. Isotherms are drawn normally as solid lines at a preferred temperature interval. Next slide, pre. So a popular type of surface weather map is the so-called surface weather analysis. So this plots isobars. When you say isobars, those are lines that you can see in the weather map to depict areas of high pressure and low pressure. When you say surface weather analysis, it is it shows the areas of the high pressure and the low pressure. To continue, cloud codes are translated into symbols and plotted on these maps along with other meteorological data that are included in synoptic reports sent by professionally trained observer. So when you say professionally trained observer, those are educated person like meteorologist, analyst, So next slide, pre please. So now we have this illustration, the illustration of surface analysis. So if you can observe, these are full of symbols. So if you can see the H symbols here, which colored blue. So this represent the high pressure, and the L1 of the color red is the low pressure. So if you see those lines represented here are those isobars. And if you can see the blue one with a triangle or a pyramid, that is the so-called cold front, and the red one is the warm front. Next slide, pre. The
So
surface weather
surface
analysis.
analysis. Uh,
Explain. Please. Continue, Nathaniel.
continue pre. So surface weather analysis, a special type of weather map that provides a view of weather elements over a geographical area. So geographical area, so which means an area of refer to any particular portion of the Earth's surface, maybe a small or area or large of continent of the ocean. So at a specific time based on information from ground base weather station. So weather maps are created by plotting or such as tracing the values of relevant quantities such as karang sea levels, temperature, and cloud cover onto geographical map para mamahilp og find sa synoptic scale features such as weather fonts. So ang use of surface analysis began first in the United States, spreading worldwide during 1870s. So the next will report is Cadet Angay.
So, Ocean
Baba.
Prediction Center, Ocean Prediction Center, established in 1995, is the one of the National for Environmental Predictions. NC, NCEF's original six service center. Until 2003, the name organization was the Marine Prediction Center. The OPC issues forecast up to 5 days in advance for ocean areas north of 31 north latitude and west of 35 degrees west, longitude in the Atlantic, and across the northeast Pacific north of 30 degrees north latitude, east of 160 east longitude. So the prediction center is a very considered kanang OPC is originates and issues marine warnings and forecasts, continually monitors and analyzes marine data, and provides guidance of marine atmospheric variables for purposes of protection of life and property, safety at sea, enhancement of economic opportunity. So next slide.
So in for us in addition, the unsa to pre OCC, the Ocean
OPC.
Prediction Center, this simply pertains a place or an establishment where we can when where forecast can be found. Sige pre, padayon. Nawa ko. So we have here a brief video about the OPC.
So the OPC or the Ocean Prediction Center not just provides the world's best marine weather forecast, but it also prevents the loss of lives and properties at sea. Until recently, the OPC or the Ocean Prediction Center provides forecast points for tropical cyclones north of 20 degrees north latitude and east of 60 degrees west longitude to the National Hurricane Center. OPC is composed of two branches, namely the Ocean Forecast Branch and the Ocean Application Branch. The Ocean Forecast Branch shows warnings and dangers, while the Ocean Applications Branch plays an important role in enhancing Ocean Prediction Center operations and services. Next slide, please. Pre. The OPC or Ocean Prediction Center provides an important role in the production of the National Weather Services Unified Services Analysis, Surface Analysis. After the Weather Prediction Center or WPC sends out their analysis for the symptotic R, OPC cuts and stitches the WPC analysis into its area. The National Hurricane Center or NHC stitches the analysis from the Honolulu Forecast Office onto their map. Before it is sent up to OPC, the OPC analysts then stitch together the entire analysis and send it to the world through their website. The analysis covers much of the northern hemisphere except for eastern hemisphere and the western half of Asia.
Alpante palihog og balik sa video Alpante.
Mauro na siya, pre.
Ah,
Next.
next slide pre, next. That's all sir. Thank you for listening.
Pre, save na, pre.